Buying your first home is not only the biggest purchase of your life, it's also very daunting. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking, especially if you have no one to guide you. Now, if you're like me, like what I did is I went on YouTube, said buying a house, and then thousands of videos popped up, but you don't know who to trust and you don't know where to start. So as a licensed mortgage loan officer, I'm going to give you my advice. If you didn't know, my name is Malcolm Marcel, and I am a licensed mortgage loan officer, MLS number 1830011. That's just a fancy way of saying I'm licensed to talk about interest rates, to talk about mortgages, to give you the proper advice to make sure you get approved for a mortgage instead of getting denied. Because I've been there before. I've been denied multiple times by multiple banks, and it was a horrible feeling. That forced me to get into mortgages, where I'm giving you advice today on this YouTube video. When you're first buying a house, or when you get that thought, you're like, I think it's about time. Maybe I should start looking at getting a home. And the reason being is because you're probably renting. And at that time, your landlord says, hey, guess what? Your 1-year lease is over. Here's your new lease. And you're looking at that number like, oh my God. Because you were paying $2,500, now you're paying $28,000 or $3,000. You're like, I just wonder, how much is it for a mortgage? Is this the same price that I'm paying right now? Because if that's the case, I might as well get the mortgage now. And if that's you, do not worry, do not fret, you aren't alone. A lot of my clients come from people just like you. They were trying to buy a house, they were trying to re-rent, and they looked at that new rental agreement and said, you know what? I think I can afford a home. Most of my clients are blue collar workers, so your everyday people, NYPD, FDNY, EMT, and they're like, I don't think it's possible, Malcolm, for me to afford a house on my current budget. And then I remind them, you're paying $4,000 or $3,500, $3,800 for rent. I'm pretty sure we can find you something that might be slightly more, but guess what? You'll own it and you'll never have to worry about an increase, because when we do your loan, when we help you get a home, not only do we connect you with the realtor that's going to show you homes that you actually want and that you're actually approved for, because we do the first step, get pre-approved. I don't know how people forget this step. A lot of people start looking at houses, and then they decide, okay, what next? Let me go see the house, right? That's the common order. You see something you like, you go see it, and then you think, oh, I should get approved for it, right? No, we're switching it up. You get approved first. This way we know how much you can actually afford and what you're comfortable paying. So when you come to us, you're going to bring us your IDs, your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs. We're going to look at all this information. We're going to run your credit. Yes, we do run your credit. And the credit tells us your debt to income ratio, your DTI. Based off of those factors, we're going to give you an interest rate. Now, there's different types of loans you can do. You can do a conventional, FHA, VA, all these different loans. Normally, most people fit into 3 categories: FHA, conventional, VA. There are other loans, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. We're keeping it very simple, back to basics. Now, based off of those factors, we get an idea of your interest rate. Now, I love giving my clients a fixed rate interest rate. The reason being is, I don't want you to have to worry about the interest rate changing. Yes, we do have buy downs. We have all these other programs where your interest rate can change, but that usually doesn't fit everyone. So most people get what's called a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. There are some people who get a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. If you get less years, your payment increases. So if you get 30 years, your payment is a little higher. If you get 15 years, your payment is even higher than that, because you're cutting down the time of your mortgage. Instead of taking 30 years to make this complete mortgage payment, now you're trying to do it in 15. So obviously your payment is going to adjust and get higher. Make sense? Then, because you are getting a 15-year, the bank says, you know what, let's give you a better interest rate. They try to incentivize you because you're paying the note or the loan off quicker. A mortgage is also called a note, or it can be called a loan. These are different words for the same thing. So don't be confused if someone says, hey, what's your mortgage note? Or what's your mortgage loan? It's the same thing. After that, most people get a 30-year, because a 30-year, As I said, the payments are less because you're dividing this big number. Let's say taking out 500,000 and you're dividing that, or you're dividing that by 360 months. So your payment is broken up by that. That's why it's more, but it's a lot less than a 15-year because now you cut that in half. After we do that, we jump on a Zoom call, and we go over the process again, because you should always understand what happens, what are the steps. I'll actually do a video about the process and do it like a webinar style so you guys just get more information. I think that will be very helpful. 2, you go through what's your budget, like what are you approved for and what you're comfortable. A lot of times you're approved for this, but you're comfortable making this payment. And that's totally fine. If you get approved for $5,000, remember, when we do a mortgage, we approve you based off your gross income, not your net. So your gross is what you bring home before taxes, which is higher. Your net is a lot less because taxes come out. We are only able to do that when you are W-2. If you're 1099, nope, that doesn't work for you. But when you are W-2, we're allowed to do that. So a lot of times what you're approved for and what you're comfortable is 2 different payments. That's why we like doing these Zoom calls so we can figure out, okay, you're comfortable paying $4,000. You're not comfortable paying 5,000. Understandable. Hey, based off that number, this is what I would recommend. This should be your taxes. This should be the amount of house you're looking to purchase. Now, you have to understand there's a difference between a purchase amount and a loan amount. Your purchase amount is how much the house is actually going for. If the house is going for 500,000, that's the purchase amount. Your loan amount is going to be lower because you have to put down what's called a down payment. A down payment is money that you're putting down to show the bank, hey, bank, you're not funding me 100%. I'm putting my own skin in the game. This is my portion of it. Now, if you go FHA, you can do 3.5%, which everyone calls first-time home buyers, but it's actually Federal Housing Administration. Then you can start looking for your glorious home with a trusted realtor who understands, hey, this is what I'm comfortable paying. And they will do some searches on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. There's different types, but pretty much it's where everyone decides to put their property. Bing, bing, bing. And a lot of times they get property that isn't always on Zillow. And good realtors get deals that might not even hit MLS. Sometimes they have a friend that has a friend be like, yo, I have a new property. I know you're looking for this area. I got you. Let me send you something. So working with a realtor can work in your benefit. Do not worry. They're there to help you. And a good one listens to your call. The same way I do a Zoom call, good realtors do Zoom calls or in-person meetings, and they go over all the things that they do, and they highlight how they can help you not only save money, but time. And as I always say, time is a resource that's not infinite. You only have a limited amount of time. So if you can save it by working with someone skilled and professional, why not go for it? After you do that, that's when you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is the market. This is what I'm looking at. Now, a cool fact is if I approve you for $10,000 in taxes and for your house is 480 or whatever it is. If I lower the taxes, say you're like, you know, Malcolm, the tax in the area isn't 10,000 now. It's only like 7 or 5,000. I can then increase your pre-approval amount because taxes lower. The higher the taxes, the lower your purchase price of the house could be. And once the taxes go down, then I can increase it even higher. Cool, right? I know the way that mortgages work, it's funny because before I was in this business, I didn't understand all this. I had no one to sit down with me and just talk to me and give me that information that could help me make different or smarter choices or even better choices. But when you're buying a home and you're going through this mortgage process, you are going to have to make some sacrifices. I want you to know that 99% of all my clients, they had to give up something because your lifestyle is changing now. Now you have this bill that you have to pay. With your rent, you're supposed to pay it, but a lot of people just don't. With a mortgage, if you don't pay, they are coming for your house. They're coming for that money that you put down, which is your down payment, which is your equity, the equity in your house that you built. And remember, you're not doing this just for you. You're doing this to show people that look like you, blue collar workers, hardworking people, that yes, you can buy a home. Yes, I was able to do it. Yes, I had to save. Yes, I had to work on my credit. Yes, I had to do this. I had to do this. I had to stop eating out as much. I had to stop taking as many vacations. But guess what? At the end of the day, I created something that is able to be passed down. Once you buy a home, you can pass that down, down, down. And guess what? Once you pass it down, they own it. Like their name goes on the deed now. You are creating new homeowners by that one piece of property that you have. You're creating rental income if you decide to keep it and then buy another house. You can do so many things once you own a house. You can take out equity from the house to pay off bills, to fix up the house, to make it even bigger, to add an accessory dwelling, which is just another ensuite or another part of the house that could be rented legally. Legally. See, not the illegal basements that a lot of people have. No, this is a legal basement because you did it the right way. So many possibilities are able to happen once you understand the world of mortgages and how to utilize it for your benefit. Even better, you get to save money because remember that rental income, that rent that you're paying every month. If you've been there for 30 years and you're paying 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, after 30 years, guess what? You just paid off someone's mortgage. And guess what? At the end of it, you might not even get your rental deposit or your security deposit back. 30 years living there, they're gonna be like, you messed up a lot. You're like, no, I fixed up everything. Or you might ask them, hey, I'm sick. I'm leaving now. I want to move out or whatever. I'm getting older, whatever the case is. Can I give it to my son or my daughter at the same rent? No. Where's the landlord? No. They got to go through the process. And I'm raising up the rent now. You've been there 30 years, man. I couldn't raise the rent how much I wanted to raise up. That same rent is $10,000 now. That's what happens. But when you own the home, guess what? You don't have to ask. You can pass it down. You are the owner. You are the owner. You don't have to ask for someone else's permission to do it. There's so many more benefits, tax benefits. There's more to the process. There's different loans we could type. But I want to keep it simple, easy, and fun. That's my code thing. Simple, easy, fun, if you didn't know. Shh, don't tell anyone. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be going back and doing more of these videos that just show you the process, make it simple, focuses on the mortgage, the real estate process, and showing how anyone can do it with the right guidance. If no one's told you you're amazing, I'm telling you, you're amazing. I appreciate you guys. We hit 4,000 subscribers. Yay. The channel's moving. I'm excited. I can't wait to create new homeowners in 2025. And if you guys need anything, have any questions, as I said, the link is in the description below. Set up a Zoom. I do a Zoom call with my clients, and you guys are my clients. You are my friends, and I'm happy and willing to help you. All my blue collar workers, stay safe. And click the link in the bio. Let's see. There's another mixer coming to a town near you very soon. If you want to meet me in person, we can do that. All right, over and out.